Hello again, fellow vinyl aficionados. Something a little different for you today. This is going to be the answers to the first 10 Vinyl Fast Fives. Some have been playing along, some have been watching and not necessarily playing along, whether they didn't get the answer or just didn't feel like leaving it in the comments. This is going to be the answer to the first 10 for those that care. I guess if you've been playing along and I've stumped you a couple of times, today you will be able to find out. Now, with all of that said, spoiler alert, if you want to go back and you want to watch the old episodes and then come back, please do so. Because there are some guesses and there are some correct guesses in the comments along the way, but there's some that haven't been guessed as well. So anyway, if you want, go back and watch them. Or if you care, please stay tuned because I'm going to tell you what I was thinking, my answers to the Fast Fives. Okay, so episode number 1. Let's go with episode number 1. There's the poster. I put that up on the screen. So it was 5440, Midnight Oil, 109786543321, The Partridge Family, J.J. Cale, and the Vogues. And this was the very first one. And yeah, every album had a 5 on it. That's what it was. That was the answer. It was the first Vinyl Fast Five, so they all had the number 5 on them in a little different way. It's spelt on the Vogues, and then there's a 5 on all the other album covers. So that's the answer to the very first one. Now, who got that one? Let's see. That was David Pattison. So, David, you were the first to get that to come up, and I've got that there. So there you go. That was David's correct answer. Rock and Doc also gave it a shot, didn't quite get it, but thank you, David P, for playing along, and you got that one. All right, so now let's get rid of that, and let's get rid of that, and let's put up episode number 2. Episode number 2. So who did we have on there? We had Ace Frehley, we had Peter Wolf, we had Ozzy Osbourne, we had George Harrison, and we had David Lee Roth, Diamond Dave. I don't believe anybody got this one. Let's see. I'm kind of producing, editing, directing all by myself here. Nope, nobody got this one. So let's leave that over there. Put that down. So what this was is members of bands that went out solo on their own. Of course, Ace was in Kiss, Peter Wolf was Jay Giles, Ozzy was Black Sabbath, George was some band called the Beatles, and David Lee Roth decided that right after their biggest hit album, he would leave Van Halen. So there you go. So that was episode number 2. That was the answer. Guys that were in bands that have gone on to solo careers. Okay, so next is episode 3. Oh, there we go. And this one was arguably very tricky and a little sneaky on my part, and nobody got it because it was really in my brain more than anything. But I did say it could be anything I say, or the album covers, or the backs, or etc., etc. If you're watching this, you know how it works. And it was something that I said every time I showed one. I talked about the fact that I had seen these ladies in concert. So Joan Jett, a long time ago, she had opened up for Robert Plant up in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, Canada. Shania Twain, The Queen of Me is the album cover, The Queen of Country. Saw her a couple of times this year. J.J. Wilde saw her open, and her band open for the Glorious Sons last year. Lee Aaron saw her this past year at a little festival that they do here called Shake the Lake. And then Pat Benatar saw her forever ago up in Saskatoon. So nobody got that one, and that was episode number 3. And let's go click off of that one. Let's go to number 4. Number 4. I thought you guys would get this one. I really did. And it gave me an idea for another one to do. But the specific answer to this one, and I'm pretty sure nobody got... no, nobody got that one. Yeah, no, nobody got that one. Anyway, the answer was there is a female guitar player, and whether that's bass or lead or some form of guitar on these albums. Sonic Youth, bass player. Alice Cooper's got Nita, Talking Heads, bass player. Smashing Pumpkins, bass player. And Prince and the Revolution, Lisa and Kim were all over that. And I think, is it Lisa? I should know. Lisa's the guitar player. But what I was going for was a female guitar player on the album. So there you go. Yeah, that's what episode number 4 was. Now, episode number 5. Everybody got this one. Well, not everybody. Yeah, you know what? Everybody that had a comment did get this. So this does go to Fantastic 2, as well as Rock and Doc. David Pattison and Brad B. Lindeberg actually got this one as well. So let's do that. Let's put up David got that one. There you go. And Fantastic 2 got that one. And Rock and Doc got that one as well. And Brad got that one. So there you go. There's everybody. There's Brad. There's Fantastic 2. There's David. And there's Rock and Doc. So all those people got the fact that these are all album covers that are die cuts. It was pretty straightforward. It was pretty easy. So, of course, the Stones, you can slide in and out, and the faces change. Our Lady Peace, the same thing. The Crowbar one actually just opens up, and, but it is die cut. Led Zeppelin 3, you can spin around, and it does that. And, of course, Jailbreak Thin Lizzy's got it kind of like a television. Not kind of like, it is a television. So there you go. So that was episode number 5, and a lot of people got that one. So thanks for playing along, guys. That was 5. Let's move on to episode 6. Now, I am trying to look at both the camera and do this at the same time. Do this being put the posters up. So, maybe not the most professional, but Lord, no one has ever said that I was. So here we go. All right, episode 6 was, and as you look at it now, you're probably thinking, oh, I know what that is. Maybe not. But it was bridges. There is a bridge on the cover of all of these albums. So you can see the BT Express, they're standing on top of a bridge. Doobie Brothers have the partially built bridge in behind them. The Tower of Power, I think that is the Bay Bridge in San Francisco. Bobby Gentry, that is Tallahassee Bridge, right? The one that Billy Joe jumped off of. And then, of course, Tony Bennett, the other San Francisco bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge. So there you go. That is number 6, and that was Bridges on the cover. That's what that one was. Nobody got that one. Also, nobody got number 7, so let's just move on to that, and you can go, what the heck was he thinking? Right. This was the one, the Friday right before Christmas. And on each of these albums, there is one Christmas song. It's not a full Christmas album, but it is one Christmas song per album. So Elton John's got one, obviously. Payolas have one. Steve Earle, Nothing But a Child. Joan Jett, there's a Christmas song on there. And John Prine, I believe it's called Christmas in Jail, if I remember correctly. I'm not positive of that. But I did do my 12 albums of Christmas, but this was something a little different, and this was just one on each album. So that was episode number 7. Episode number 8. I think a couple of people got this one. For sure David did. And it was suggested by Embryonic Robot. I've asked you to give me a number between 1 and 48 and then a second number between 1 and 30. So Brian picked, I can't remember what it was exactly, but he started it off, and it was the Wes Montgomery. That's the album of those numbers that he specifically picked, and then I built my Fast Five around that, which was, of course, smoking on the cover, or cigarettes on the cover, right? You can see Dave smoking one, Joe's smoking one, Marianne smoking one, the Little Angel smoking one, and then Wes just has a big ugly ashtray. So David got that one, and it was suggested by Embryonic Robot because he picked the albums, again, 1 through 48, and then 1 through 30 for the bin number and the album number. So there you go. That was episode number 8. Thanks for helping out with that, Brian, and thanks for playing along, David. You're doing pretty well. You are the leader, if there was such a thing, but there's not. We're just having fun here. All right, where are we? We are on episode number 9, and this one has not been up for very long as of the filming of this, and no one has gotten it. I'll be honest with you, I'm filming this, and episode 10 is not even out yet, and episode 9 just went up today. So nobody has got 9. Nobody's going to have 10 either, but I will show you them because although I'm filming it today, it will be out. Anyway, you get it. I'm not even sure that you're paying attention at this point. Episode number 9. There we go. So it is Boulevard by Boulevard, Streets of Fire soundtrack, as well as Streetheart, a great Regina band. And you've watched the episode already. I assume you have if you're watching this. Street Survivors by Leonard Skinner. And this one was suggested by, or the numbers were picked by Brad. There's Brad's logo, and it started off with Steve Perry Street Talk. So now that you hear me say it a little closer together, Street, of course. Street Talk, Street Survivors, Boulevard is a street, so a little bit of a twist in there. Streets of Fire and Street Heart was the band. So there you go. That was episode number 9. Nobody got that one yet. Anyway, as of the filming of this. And episode number 10 to finish us off. There's episode number 10. Again, as I'm filming this, about half an hour ago, I actually filmed episode 10, but this will come out after, so it will make sense if you do, in fact, watch the answer key here. Anyway, so it started off, I picked this one. It started off with, where did I start? I think Emerson, Lake, and Powell, and then it was Mark, Don, and Mel. It was Jeff Beck, Eric Clapton, Jimmy Page, and Guitar Boogie. It was D'Amelio, McLaughlin, and De Lucia, and it was Collins, Cray, and, oh man, I can't remember now. I can't remember the third man's name. Good Lord. Let's see if I can blow that up a little bit. No, I can't. Anyway, oh man, I'm having a brain fart. Oh well, you'll figure it out because you'll have watched the episode already. But the gist is, the answer is there was 3 names on the album cover. All right, so there you go. Pretty straightforward once you know what it is, obviously. But yeah, every album cover had 3 names on it. I was going for, at first, or you might have been thrown off, but I put them in a weird order. Great guitar players. And of course, that is the case on all the albums, but specifically on Showdown, on Friday Night in San Francisco, and Guitar Boogie. But Emerson, Lake, and Palmer's got a lot more keyboard in it. And then Grand Funk's just Grand Funk. So there you go. That's episode number 10. So there are the first 10 Vinyl Fast 5 answers. Thank you for playing along, and thank you for watching this as well. Like, subscribe, do all those YouTube-y things, and continue to watch the Vinyl Fast 5s. Continue to help me by picking some numbers, and continue to play along as well. Thanks very much for watching. Have a great rest of your day.